I'm still not sure which 3-wood to have in my bag for the 2024 season. The problem is, it is now June and the season will soon be coming to an end. I can't believe that already. But today we have two of the biggest names on the market. We have the Taylormade QI10 3-wood, the titanium version, the movable weighted version, the premium version, and we also have the Callaway AI Smoke Paradigm Triple Diamond, two mega low spin 3-woods, and I can't wait to see which one I could potentially have in the bag. Guys, if you want to see a different comparison, make sure you get in the comments below and let me know. I've really enjoyed testing the PXG Black Ops 0311 fairway wood as well. But without any further ado, let's kick things off with the Callaway Paradigm AI Smoke. Looking down at this, I do think this is one of the best looking 3-woods I've honestly ever seen. It's almost a traditional look. It's a very traditional shape. I'm not a huge fan of the AI Smoke branding there. I really don't think we need that, but that's just me being a little bit picky. We also have movable loft on here as well, so we can change them. All these clubs are 15 degrees, so they're set at standard. However, if we look at the QI10, you'll see here that I do have the movable weight forward. I'm trying to test these clubs in as low a spin as possible, so that's like the least forgiving one, but it gives me the best numbers if I perform to my capabilities, sort of, kind of. Right, down the right side of the fairway, a little bit of a draw. I'm a 3-wood fan. Like whenever we see new clubs come out and we see the drivers, I'm like, oh yeah, the new QI10 driver, lovely. I wonder what the 3-wood looks like, because 3-woods for me are just a little bit, I've always had a thing for 3-woods, I don't know why. Weird, that,
is that why you've got a thing for mini drivers as well?
Yeah, I think it probably is, yeah. I wonder what you were going to say there, Bobby, to be honest. Right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Felt and sounded a little bit, maybe tinny, you could say. That's landed bang smack in the middle of the fairway and it's running up to the left-hand side of the fairway. Did we get the zoom?
Of course we did.
Of course we got the zoom. Sound-wise, and a lot of people say in these videos, James, sound doesn't matter, looks doesn't matter. And I often think, and I do reply to a lot of these comments and say, but if this is your hobby, hear me out, it does matter because you want something that you like the look of and that you enjoy hitting. Yes, performance is important. We're going to test that out here on the golf course. We've also got the numbers from inside, but I think you have to like the look of it. Like if I put these two clubs down side by side here, you'll see they are two totally different looking golf clubs. The QI10 actually looks really traditional. I'd go as far as saying the QI10 almost looks like a Titleist because it just looks a little bit plainer, a little bit more like there's not as much going on. It has the infinity crown and it's still carbon. So we do have carbon crowns on both these clubs to help drag that weight down as low as possible. To help what, Bobby?
Inertia.
Oh, Bobby, inertia. Bobby's just chucking Newton's laws about left, right and centre. It's to drag MOI down.
Ah.
It's to drag centre of gravity down to help with MOI.
Ah, okay.
What does MOI stand for?
Moment of inertia.
Yeah, you're a bit close there, Bobby.
Sorry, I was thinking.
You're in my personal space, you're all up in my grill. Right, similar shot would be lovely. Same swing. Oh yeah. And that one's just held its line a little bit more as well. I felt like it was a very similar swing. It was a little bit of a toey strike. We can see that one's just down in the middle of the fairway. Is this where twist face helps? Now, when twist face first came out, I didn't really believe it, to be honest. Is it still a thing? Potentially. You can see I've hit that just out of here, and the ball hasn't moved to the left, whereas the first shot with the Callaway did, the spin axis was a little bit tilted, so it's moved a little bit to the left. Is that going to help me potentially hit more fairways time after time? That could be a huge factor as to why I put one of these in the bag. Look where it came out of there. I'm going to stop using white tees. It like defaces them, doesn't it? So distance-wise, as you can see, we have the Taylormade just here on the right-hand side of the fairway. A lovely shot into this green. The Callaway is still on the fairway down the left-hand side. It's gone a little bit further. I think that's probably down to the bounce, to be honest. I can't see it travelling further in the air than the Taylormade. Both of them felt fantastic, but both of them felt different as well. The Taylormade felt a little bit more of a kind of thud, whereas the Callaway felt a little bit more of a click. Let's go on the next tee, try and hit some low penetrating shots, because they were both tee shots that I would just hit to try and hit the fairway. If we're playing more of a link style golf with the Open coming up, a lot of us tend to go to the coast and play these lovely link style courses. 3 was a shot that I like to play a lot. How versatile are these clubs? Let's find out on the next tee, and then let's talk numbers, see which one performs best for me and what could potentially perform best for you. Right, so another interesting fact. We've just been testing Bobby's new driver. Bobby got fitted for a driver not so long ago. Would you match your driver with your 3-wood? Would you match it with your 3-wood?
I probably...
You generally don't, do you? It's an expensive thing. If you're going to go and get a new 3-wood, and a new driver, you're probably spending nearly £1,000, aren't you?
If I didn't just get a new firewood, then I might have done.
Yeah, and the thing is as well, you look at the price of these, so this is like 300 and, I mean, it's on screen now because it might have dropped. I'm sure it's like 300 and odd pound. That's really expensive. The Callaway is not cheap, but it's a little bit cheaper. How much more performance do you want to see in the Taylormade for the money? You're paying that because of the adjustability. But how often would you adjust it once you've had it fitted in your specs and once you know what you're doing with it? Basically, you're paying for a more consistent ball flight, you would say. Is that right, Bobby? I think consistent's the wrong word. You're probably paying to try and have those marginal gains, aren't you? Let's go Taylormade first this time. Thank you very much. I'm going to try and play a nice low one down there. Not a lot of shape on it. Just get it bounding down. I think I prefer the look of the Taylormade on top. A little bit more traditional. That's nice. It's just cutting. It's going towards that bunker. That's the one thing about these low spin 3-woods, it's missed the bunker, we're all right. I've cut across it a little bit. With this weight, it's a 50 gram movable weight in the Taylormade, and that's forward, like as far forward as it can go. So it's in its lowest spin setting. That does make it quite unforgiving, and you can see the Paradigm just has that weight anyway. You can't move that at all. Cut across it a little bit too much. We need a ball, Bobby. We can't do this without a ball, not at all. I'm going to try and hit the same shot because to get it low, you do have to hit down on it a bit, so you're generally going to cut across it a touch. But the wind's off left as well, actually. I didn't even think of that. There we go. There we go. That was a very similar shot if I just started it further left, but that's exactly what I want from a 3-wood with a shot like this. Punt it down there around 240, 250 yards. I'm going to give it the Callaway there. I think is that 2-0 to the Callaway, really? It was longer than the last one, wasn't it? Guys, let's jump inside. Let's see the difference in numbers for these clubs. Then I'm going to hit them from the fairway and see potentially which one could go in my bag. I really like the look of the Taylormade, but I feel like performance-wise, I don't know. Let's have a look. Okay, so when it comes to the best low spin fairway wood of 2024, these things excite me so much, especially when we get in here in the studio to see what ball speed we can get, how low spin we can get, and of course, what distance we can get. The issue being, we don't always keep them on the course, as you can see there. I've just hit a load of shots with the Taylormade QI10, the low spin version, the titanium version, and you can see we've got it in that low spin setting. I've actually just done a video with this, testing it both front and back as well. So if you want to see that, I'll put it in the description below. But we're now going to test a club, which you know what the video is about because we've already done the introduction, this bad boy. Now, I think it's hard to decipher which one looks better, but there's no deciphering which one performs better because the numbers will speak for themselves. And that sounded so good. The interesting thing is we don't have the amount of adjustability for CG that you would have with the Taylormade. See, that's pitching at 240, running up to 250. And with the Taylormade, you can move that weight forward as we have done. And we had one that pitched up at 250 something, running right up to 270 plus yards, which, let's face it, is a massive distance for a 3-wood for me. Anyway, a lot of people might hit it further. Good luck to you if you do. But I'm certainly keeping this one tighter in dispersion. That's a high one, spinning at 4 and a bit thousand. That's not going to be one of the longest ones of the day, but it's not that horrible left shot. And that's out there at 230. So let's go a couple more. The weighting is set on this triple diamond forwards. Where's that one going? Almost struggling to get that low ball flight that we were getting with the Taylormade. I feel like the Taylormade might sneak it when it comes to versatility a little bit to be able to play those low stingers. But of course, that's what we're doing out on the golf course as well, isn't it? The consistency behind this Callaway is ridiculous. It really is. That's pitching at 246. Running up to 260. That's the best one we've had with this so far. But again, I haven't seen that really low one that I would like to just be able to squeeze out there and get maximum distance. It's just time after time, pretty much exactly the same. 250 again, 255. Right guys, let's go one more. Let's look at the numbers in difference for these two clubs. And this one could be the one that wins it for the Callaway. That was so good. So good. $259.9. So this could be an absolute beast, as we know, and to be honest, for the price, it probably should be, but we've got it set on its most forgiving setting. We're going to hit a couple of shots, we're going to move that weight forward, that's going to drag the CG towards that face, and it's going to make it a little bit lower spin, a little bit more of a beast, and I might also drop the loft a little bit as well, because as you all know, I'm a huge Mini Driver fan, but then this could almost be that, because the head shape's quite big, it's quite confidence inspiring, and I actually really like the look of this, really like the look of it. Probably my favourite Taylormade club of 2024. So let's just set the ball rolling a little bit with some nice, easy ones. That felt so good. I've pulled it a little bit. I'm hitting it generally left today in testing, so that is what it is. Take it what you will. Not the longest of the day though, 247, spinning at 3,800, which I would actually expect from this because I've got that weight setting in the back. Tensai, yeah, it's the right shaft. Let's keep going. How forgiving do you want your 3-wood and how long do you want it? That's the shot. That's the shot. 2-4 spin, pitching pretty much bang on 250 and rolling up to 270 yards. If I can have this shot all the time, that club would be in my bag, no questions asked. The issue is if I have this club, I'm reaching for that wrench that's over there straight away. And I don't know why, because I probably do need that air of forgiveness, but the sexy part of this club is moving that spin down and not having that shot that kind of balloons up a little bit. It's still going to be probably a similar distance, 230 carry running up to 240. That's the shot that annoys me, not with this club because it's not the club's fault, it's my fault, but the spin rate there is double that of what we had before. So more pilot error than anything else. Would you spend this amount of money if you had that shot in your bag? That felt really nice. Again, high spin. Going to be very similar numbers to the last one. Let's hit one more, then let's move this weight to the front. Nice shot, you see. Even getting feedback from here. But head shape wise, really enjoying this. I could stand here and hit this all day. Especially like that, that felt so good. That's that middle of the range spin, 3,500, pitching 230, 243, running up to 260. Now the beauty of this, as we've said, the party piece as it were, all we do, take that screw out a bit, a little bit more, and let it drop down. I'm always conscious with these because you never know how far you want to take it. But that is now that massive weight in the front setting, huge movable, probably the biggest movable weight you'll see in a golf club as well. That. So we should see quite a big difference, and we also just have that standard weight there. You could get that out with this key, but you wouldn't do because there's nowhere to move it. Shall we change the loft or should we just keep it as this? Bobby's shaking his head. I agree with you as well because as a fair test, we'll keep it at 15 degree. And let's see what we get. Funny how the weighting feels different and it's only moved like 2 inches, realistically. Should this be less forgiving? Or should you be able to hit more fairways with it now because you feel more comfortable with it as a club? Pitching at around 245, running up to 270 yards, 266, spinning at 2,000, so straight away there, we have seen that spin drop dramatically. And the ball flight's the lowest one we've had as well. It does look special. Oh, Bobby, look at that. That's the shot that would have spun at 4,000 and it's not done. And that's up there straight down the middle, over 250, 260 yards, 3,000 backspin instead of 4,000 backspin. It felt like a very similar strike, and I must admit, if I was spending this amount of money on a fairway wood, I would certainly go and get it fitted. I'd go to my local, Bobby, you got fitted for a wood, didn't you? Was it this similar one, the Stealth 2 with the movable? Yeah. Yeah, did you do much movement with the weights? You don't know what it's on? I like that, Bobby. I like it. Guys, comment below, what weight do you think Bobby's 5 wood is on? Or 4 wood? That is a beast. That is such a beast. I've left it a little bit to the right, but it's a gorgeous, gorgeous golf shot and a gorgeous ball flight. I could stay here hitting these all day, but we're not going to. We're going to get back out on the golf course. I'm not going to lie, this will probably be in this setting because it even looks a bit better, doesn't it? I don't know. Do you think it looks a bit better? Yeah. Right, last one. Another 270, which is almost my driving numbers actually. Oh, I've hit that left. I've hit that left. Oh dear. Oh dear. Now 3-wood from the fairway is a very interesting thing because how often do you hit a 3-wood from the fairway anymore? I actually think a 3-wood is now an off the tee club realistically, and a 5-wood or a 7-wood or a hybrid is the shot you would generally play from the fairway. So let's see which one suits our eye better from the fairway, from the ground. I'll go Callaway first. We're into the wind, so we're going to have to really hit these. Ball's slightly above the feet, so it should want to move a little bit right to left. I really like how the head on the Callaway is a little bit thinner. So it's a little bit kind of more compressed. It feels like it sits lower to the ground. It just feels like it could potentially help you pick it off the turf a little bit. And we also have this little, it's almost like V-steel technology that. Don't tell Taylormade I said that, but that's pretty much what that is. That's going to help you with your ground interaction. Come on. Well, I struck that really well. It just stayed out to the right. I didn't anticipate that. That's a long way right as well. A long way right with the Callaway, Taylormade. A little bit deeper in the head. Certainly more off the tee club, I think. The QI10. Oh, wow. That's properly put the cat amongst the pigeons because I've absolutely mashed that one. And that's literally running up the green. Guys, which one would you have in the bag? Get in the comments below and let me know. I don't know. I mean, literally that shot there has just made me think, probably that one. See you tomorrow.